Building with Allan block. Curved walls. Building curved and serpentine walls is simple. Allan block's patented design allows for easy installation of both inside and outside curves. In this segment, we will cover simple outside curves, tighter radius outside curves, and outside curves with reinforcement grid. Then we will cover simple inside curves, tighter radius inside curves, and inside curves with reinforcement grid. Before you begin, lay out your wall using a flexible point of reference, such as a garden hose or paint. Measure the radius of the curve and refer to the radius charts in the Landscape Walls Guide to determine the type of blocks you will need. Simple outside curves. For outside curves, break the wings off the blocks by striking the back of the wing with a hammer to obtain a clean break. Remove one or both of the wings from the back of the blocks to tighten the radius of the curve. The minimum radius possible using full-size blocks is 4 feet from the center to the front of the blocks. Refer to the Landscape Walls Guide for additional radius information. Most curves can be built with no cutting at all. You can use half-size blocks to create tighter curves. Tighter radius outside curves. When building tighter outside curves, gaps can occur between the courses. For a cleaner look, remove the outside parts of the bottom notch to fit the blocks closer together. To do this, score the outside areas with a saw. Then remove the pieces and slide the blocks into place. On additional courses, offset the vertical seams from the blocks below in a running bond. If running bond is not possible, offset them by at least 1/4 of a block and set them flush against the front edge of the blocks below. Some adjustments may be needed. Outside curves with reinforcement grid. Outside curves that need additional reinforcement must have reinforcement grid covering the entire curved area. Start by placing grid on the top of the blocks with the strongest direction of grid rolling back into the reinforced zone. Trim to fit along the front lip of the blocks. Lift the overlapped grid areas and place the fill materials to separate the layers. Grid layers need to be separated by 3 inches of approved fill. Simple inside curves. To build flowing inside curves, keep the front of the blocks tight together and fan out the blocks, keeping consistent space between the backs of the blocks. Tighter radius inside curves. When building tighter inside curves, a gap can occur between the courses. For a cleaner look, remove the center part of the bottom notch on each block to fit the blocks closer together. To do this, score the center areas with a saw. Then remove the pieces and slide the blocks into place. Inside curves with reinforcement grid. Inside curves that need additional reinforcement must have reinforcement grid covering the entire curved area. Start by placing grid on the top of the blocks with the strongest direction of the grid rolling back into the reinforced zone. Trim to fit along the front lip of the blocks and mark the location of the gaps. Then place the next course of blocks. Place the grid over the top of the marked areas to cover the gaps. Curves accent any landscape and are simple to design and easy to build. If curves are not possible, corners may be used. Check with your local Allan block dealer for availability. To enhance your project, view the other building options or visit us at allanblock.com.